Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, we got some of the Redcat Machete 6S parts. I was gone for about 30 days for a work trip over in the Middle East, and just came back and we got the batteries and the parts that Redcat had promised. So it looks like they sent, well, let's read this first. So it says, "We appreciate your patience as we address potential concerns with the initial release of the machete. We are now pleased to inform you of the following upgrades included in the shipment. Upper arms. 4 updated upper arms have been included in this shipment, offering increased strength compared to the ones currently installed on your machete. You may choose to install them now or save them for future use. Shock rod ends and center drive shafts. These parts are intended as spare parts in case you experience any issues with your machete. While we do not anticipate many customers will require them, we have included them as a precautionary measure." So it looks like these parts are intended to address the original issue and looks like maybe keep some good faith by sending some additional spares. Because I've been away for so long, I haven't really been keeping a tab on the ongoing issue with these, so I'm not 100% sure exactly what the issue is. When I left, they were explaining it as the arms have a threaded rod through here, and the problem seemed to be that they weren't putting the rod equidistant through the shaft here, so that was causing, I think it was this part, to break off. These seem pretty beefy. What I'm probably going to do is take one of the original ones off and compare. What's funny is I do remember them mentioning something about the shocks, but I don't see anything to address the shocks here except for these rod ends. So maybe it wasn't the shocks themselves, but maybe something to do in here that was breaking off. I don't know if these are the same or not. We'll take a look at that. These look pretty close to identical. They're center shafts. So let's see, the front rod, rear rod. Are they different at all? Different lengths? I don't know. They seem pretty identical. Anyway, let me grab the truck and we'll take a look at each of these in respect to the factory shipped components. You have to bear with me a little bit. This thing is exceeding the size of vehicle I can work on in this little this bench here. Anyway, let's take a look at the front. I don't know if you can see this, but they don't appear to be any different. There's no diameter difference, there's no length difference, so it's probably got to do with the alignment of that pin inside there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little hex screw. So it looks like if you were going to adjust it, you'd put your hex right through here and maybe crank it down. Anyway, they look exactly the same, so they're probably just updated internally. Let's take a look at the center shaft here. Yeah, these are identical. That's just a spare. You might not be able to see it that well, but let's look at one of these rears. Yep, they look same length, same diameter. Okay. And let's see, these guys, the shock rod ends. I think they're for the bottom parts. The top parts look like they're fairly fixed. Yep, these look identical. I think they're just spares. Anyway, that's a pretty good penance, I think. I got this vehicle basically a month ago, a little over a month ago, and the parts were already waiting for me. So in less than 30 days, they were able to identify and solve the problem and get the parts shipped out. I think that's pretty good. Batteries I picked up for this are the Huvo 5200 milliamp hour 100C. I got double 3S. I know normally I use the Z batteries, but these are a pretty good price. I think they're actually cheaper than I normally pay for Z. And to be honest, they're the only ones that I can find with an XT90. I'm not opposed to soldering, but if you can find one that's, you know, high discharge and doesn't need to be modified, I'd prefer that. I'm not great at soldering. Anyway, I guess next is to get this thing powered up with some with these batteries, and then we'll go take it for a quick little test run around the neighborhood. There's a skate park that's opened up near me. I know I said I was gonna kind of screw this body up on that all asphalt skate park, but the authorities have deemed that it's not an appropriate place for vehicles, for RC vehicles, and they've kind of boarded it off and are frowning on people who are taking their RC cars there. So we'll take a look and see what that looks like. Maybe I can sneak in there before there's a whole bunch of kids on skateboards and razors or whatever. Anyway, that's a look at the parts, the updated parts against the factory parts. What I might do after all of this is see if I can take these arms off. Maybe I'll take apart one of the factory ones to give an example of what the shock rod looks like from the factory. We'll see how much time I have. I got another work trip coming up in a couple days. So anyway, that's it for this part. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the run video and maybe some destruction on asphalt. Thanks, guys.